Hello. Um, Welcome to my channel. My name is Unique, and I'm your coach in this topic. So, if you're new here, I want to say thank you for watching this video, and I don't like wasting time in my videos, so we'll head straight. So, today's topic is how to overcome your childhood trauma or depression. So, I feel I'm in the best position to really talk about this because I've seen things in this life. Don't mind me. Okay, actually, what I'm trying to say is I've actually been in position that I must say, if you're going through trauma or depression, it's really not an easy ride, and you really need help, and you need somebody around you, seriously. So I'm here for you. So growing up was not really that fun for me because I had a lot of trauma, and I was depressed most times during my teen years. I actually didn't feel like I was loved enough. I didn't feel appreciated. I felt almost everybody in my house actually hated me. And I used to think then it was my teenage rebellious self, gets to a point when you're a teenager, everybody feels you're just being rebellious because you're going through puberty. Well, I later found out that I was actually depressed, and I was going through quite a lot. Now, the thing is, going through trauma, a lot of people are going through trauma, but they don't actually know they are going through trauma. That's the funniest thing. You can be going through trauma and you will not even know. You just be living your life daily, and you see that you are just there being sad all the time. So I'm here to give you tips and help you out. Now, the first thing for you to know about having trauma is that you are not alone. I always felt everybody hated me, and it affected the way I see things. And when I was growing, when I was in my teenage years, if a guy just approaches me and tell me they love me, I'm more like, oh my god, nobody has ever loved me this way. And it really affected me seriously, because that's why my trauma made me realize how important childhood is, how important those memories. You think a 3 years old child is not observant, but trust me, they are. The things you say to them, the things you do to them when they were much younger affects them when they're in adulthood. So if you see an adult all happy, even the kind of person you are, whether you're an extrovert, an introvert, or an ambivert, it's a reflection of how your childhood was. It was how they treated you in your childhood that actually reflected in your adulthood. That's why you see a lot of adults all grown up. You can see like a 30 years old man still having an 80 years old mentality because of his childhood trauma. He's still caged by his trauma, thinking that he cannot be the best of who he wants to be because somebody when he was young told him he looked a particular way, and he couldn't really see himself a different way all throughout his years. That's how bad trauma can be, telling you that you can't be the best of who you want to be, or you are not, like, nobody really appreciates you. I'm telling you, trauma is really, really bad, seriously. So if you are a mom or a dad, you're watching this video, I want to really tell you, please treat your kids very well. It's actually very, very necessary that you love them. In fact, give them a lot of skin, be physical with them, hug them, kiss them, just always make them feel loved. It goes a long way, trust me. It actually makes them, when you go out, tell them before going out. When you come back, tell them, I missed you so much, I couldn't stop thinking about you when I was away. Hug them, just show them love. Those are the reflection of things that they will show you in adulthood, and when they are teenagers, they wouldn't even give you too many issues. So the first step in to overcome your childhood trauma or depression, the first step is you need to first understand the kind of trauma you have. You need to understand your trauma, understand what actually caused it. Some people don't know that they have trauma. For me, I actually thought I was just living my life, or this was the way it's supposed to be, until I started doing research about myself and knowing that what I was going through it's not something that I'm supposed to go through. In fact, life is so beautiful. Why should I always feel this way? Understand your trauma, understand what is making you sad, understand the situation that is making you sad. If it's a past event that you can't change, then it's time for you to understand that this thing can't be changed. I have to get out of this situation because there's nothing I can do about it. If it's a situation that is still lingering, that you know you are still into right now, okay, I think I'll give that tip at the end of the video, so please keep watching. You felt for need to understand the kind of trauma, understand what is making you feel sad, understand what is making you feel sad. And if you're a parent watching this video, get to notice your kids, especially when they are teenagers or when they are still going like 8, 9. Get to understand them. Like if they are being withdrawn from other people, from other students in school, understand what is actually going on. Somebody might be molesting your child and your child might be so traumatized to even tell you. A lot of things, maybe bullying your child in school, a lot of things might be going on that you might not know if you don't draw close and trying to understand their trauma. So at that stage, they cannot understand their trauma by themselves, so you have to help them. But if you're an adult watching this video, you need to understand your trauma. You need to know what is the problem with you, first of all. And how do you know that? Those things that make you sad, those things that make you feel that way, that you don't want to feel, that make you depressed, that is your trauma. The second point, learn to journal. Like journal your thoughts often. This helps me a lot to overcome my trauma. I think my trauma, I don't worry, next maybe in another video I will actually explain what happened to me that made me really withdrawn for years. And nobody actually noticed. That's the thing. Some people that you think that I are not going through trauma actually going through trauma. That's it. So when you see them express themselves a lot on their WhatsApp status or just feel very withdrawn, you'll be thinking, oh, they are even sharing memes have been memes, whatever they call it. They are even sharing, they are even the most happiest sometimes, but deep down they are not happy. So the next step is to journal. I will advise you to journal about how you feel. Like this helped me a lot. I think one of the things that actually helps me get out of my trauma easily is writing. Trust me. I don't know, maybe I have like a whole, maybe I would have shown you guys, like I have a book. I've been writing my thoughts since I was a teenager. Sometimes I just go over it and I read and I just smile. Sometimes I cry. I journal a lot about how I feel and it helped me. It helped me so much that, because when you are going through trauma, you can't really relate to people because nobody will understand you. That's the thing. Or if you even see somebody that understands you, there's this part of you that feel like, oh, am I even disturbing this person with my problems? Sometimes you aren't able to share how you feel or express how you feel to people. So your book is always your friend. To overcome trauma, when you cannot speak to people, you can always remember that you can write your thoughts, write how you feel, to help you to express a whole lot of things that you can't express to people. Just write out things that you know is making you sad, things you just free up yourself by writing. It's so therapeutic. Seriously, writing is so therapeutic. You might never know, but writing is so therapeutic. It helps you. Like once you are done writing, sometimes you feel like you've spoken to somebody. You feel like a part of you have been expressed, because you're carrying so much in you that you are not able to bring out, and that's killing you seriously, and you may not know. So that's that. I would want you to journal about how you feel, or write, express how you feel, because if you can meet a counselor to talk to you, fine. But if you can't, please, I want you to journal about how you feel. Just get yourself a new note and start writing about how you feel. So the next step about to overcome your childhood depression or trauma, you have to be very intentional about yourself. Yeah, it got to a point when I was passing through my trauma. Sometimes when I try to express myself, most times, because I express myself on my status, I just express how I feel most times. It's annoying to me. I just really wanted to get things out there. Even my own sister would be like, Why are you acting like you are depressed? People have wrong mentality about you because they don't understand. Like, why would I blame her? She literally don't understand what I'm passing through. So, so I can't really express to them. I can't really express it to them. So I started being intentional about myself. I started to speak to myself nicely and calmly. I started to love myself, appreciate my efforts. I've always had this feeling that I'm not I'm too fat, or I have fat cheeks and I have a kind of this, and I think that was as a result of my childhood. Sometimes they tell me you're too fat, you're too fat, you're too fat, this, that. So it's stuck into my head. Even right now, so I'm still fighting with that. Sometimes I still feel my body is not what I want it to be. But you have to be intentional about yourself, brother or sister. Please love yourself. Speak to yourself nicely. When you wake up in the morning, know that you have to come first. When you are going to trauma, please take it from me. You come first. No other person comes first before you. You're not expected to keep yourself on fire to keep other people warm. See, be selfish with yourself. Oh, sorry, my head stuff is even pulling off. Be selfish with yourself at this point. Think of yourself first. Don't even think of how to make other people happy. Just focus on yourself. Focus on your abilities. Focus on what you want, and be intentional about yourself. Speak to yourself calmly, nicely. You should know that you should understand to be your own safe space. Yeah, you should be a space, a safe haven, or a safe space for yourself first before any other person. Things you want people to do for you, start doing it for yourself first. Start loving yourself. Start speaking to yourself nicely. Start expressing yourself very well. Start just be your own safe haven. Be the space that you know you can always come to, and you have this peace and you have this relaxation. That's going to help you, trust me. So another thing, know what works for you and connect daily with your true self. Yeah, know what works for you. A lot of people, like I said, journaling works for them, helps them reduce their stress levels. It helps them to connect with their true self. Helps them to connect with their true self. Journaling helps them a lot. But for me, I think what actually helps me is before I say this, one thing you need to know about trauma is not it's a process. It's a process. So even if all these tips I give to you, you try them and you feel you are still feeling that way, always know that it's a process. Gradually, with time, your mind will adjust to it, because trauma is something that has been there for years. You don't expect few days to just go. So it's a process. It's a process. I think what works for me is art. Art helps me a lot to connect with myself. I just really like looking at some very nice art portraits. Sometimes it gets like it feels like I'm obsessed with them. I like designing a lot. I like planning. Those things really helps me connect with myself. So know what works for you and do those things that works for you. I enjoy interior decoration. I enjoy art. I enjoy having plants around me. Like, I just really like flowers, plants around me. It helps me connect with myself. Sometimes it just gives me this feeling like, yes, I don't know, but it helps me connect with myself. So I know what works for me. I draw. I'm not really that good, but I'm good with drawing and painting. I just get myself some colors and I paint. At those points that I feel down, it helps me ease my stress and makes me connect with my environment and connect with myself. Okay, so the weather is getting really dark because as if it's the rain want to fall. So another thing that helps me is remembering my future goals. Sometimes when we get trauma, you just tend to feel like, oh, my life has ended and I don't have any plan again for my life. The truth is, you have to keep reminding yourself life is beautiful. You shouldn't let trauma just kill your vibes. It kill my vibes. You know, it kill my vibes. Everywhere is not that cool. Let me rush before we will not turn to night. So you just keep remembering your future goals, remembering that you have things you want to achieve in life and you work towards it. Focus your mind on it. Don't always dwell on the negative aspect of. Always remember your future goals. At this time that you're down, remember that no, or yes, I have plans for myself, big plans, and I'm going to be great despite what I've gone through. So that's it. So quickly, let me rush to them before rain will start falling. You have to cut off negativity. Yes. Like I said in the first part, you should understand your trauma. I said that if your trauma is something that has passed, you need to understand that it has passed, and you start to live your life. You understand that there's nothing that you can do that can change that. Let's say you were raped when you were young and you have been living with that trauma ever since, and you've just never been yourself. You need to understand that it has passed, my sister. And if you are a godly person, you should know that God has given you a new life and you can be better, you can be who you want to be. So your trauma has passed. Move on, please. Don't remain there. So you have to cut off the negativity. Now, like I said, if your trauma is still lingering, let's say your trauma is from having an abusive parents and you still live under their roof and they still abuse you, they still do a lot of things, I'm not advising to run away, but you have to cut off the negativity. It's that in that situation, it's not really going to be easy because you live with them. You have to pray for God to help you in that situation, seriously, because it's not really easy growing up with an abusive parent. Seriously, I've had a friend that passed through such, and yeah, it's not really easy growing up with an abusive parents that maybe they're abusive or they're addicts to alcohol. They just make life difficult for you and they don't even know. So if your trauma is from like some people from WhatsApp always telling you negative things about yourself, you can cut them off, my brother and sister. Relationship and friends don't be by force. Cut off your negativity. Yes, I said so. Tell them I said so. Cut off your negativity. You can block them, cut them off. Don't speak to them. Cut them off. If a particular person makes you feel bad about yourself, those things are actually causing you depression. If you keep on hearing negative words about yourself, soon you start believing it. So instead of you to hate yourself, why don't you just cut them off? Like, delete their number, block them, don't give them access to you. Cut them off. It will help you in the long run. So I think that will be all. But the last advice I'm going to give is you have to speak to yourself daily. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, I just look in my mirror and I'm like, you are special, you are unique, yes, I'm unique, just like my name. You are lovely, you have a very attractive personality. I just speak to myself. Yes, I speak to myself because I am graced. Like, I carry glory. Why not? I can't let trauma make me feel like life is not sweet. I've enjoyed life to an extent and God will keep making me to enjoy it. Life is beautiful. Life is sweet. So don't let anything to just make you feel like, okay, my life is not sweet or my life is useless or anything. It's a lie. That's a very big lie. So I think that'll be all for this video. If you stayed up to this point, I want to blow you a kiss. Okay, but sincerely, I want to say thank you for watching my videos, and I hope I've been able to make you feel good about yourself and giving you some tips that could work on your trauma or your depression. And please stop calling it your trauma. That's past now. As we have discussed it, that's past. You no longer have trauma. You are now free to go and live your life and be happy and fall in love. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. I'm really grateful for your time watching this video. It shows I'm actually passing out good content. I would love to hear from you, so you could put a comment on the comment box. And also, if you are new here or you've not subscribed, be cool, please subscribe if you really like my content, and I promise to give you more great content. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next video.